Hello and welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 with me, Kevin Sawyer. Hope you guys are well and enjoying your day. Right, we get back to what we're doing. I've literally just started off where I left off a minute ago in my time, but be a couple of days, a week or so for you guys. Right, so let's put the rolling frame back on. I'll start off with the back and work my way through. Now I need a new fuel can or fuel tank. Let's see if the leaf springs made it. Looks like they did. That's 100%. Stick that on. Stick that on. Try and make this video a bit shorter, a bit short, sweet for you guys and girls, whoever may be watching. Stick those back on. Actually, one thing I've forgotten to do in my haste is take the wheels to bits and get new wheels for that. Again, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do, but I'm going to go by what I did last time. Depending on how the wheels survive, is depending on if I put new ones on it or not. I'd like to have chrome spoke knockoffs on this. Well, chrome spoke, proper chrome spoke knockoffs. But they don't possess them in game as yet. One of them didn't make it, I can see now. And I know I'm going to need at least, see the brake shoes did get repaired. I'm going to need 2 sets of drums, I know that. Let's put these small cape bushings in. Oh, I'm out of small cape bushings. So, let's go and get some. No, actually, let's get some. Set those 2 sets of brake brake pads, I should say. 2 sets of drums. I don't know if we need brake caliper yet, or brake master cylinder. Vented discs. Again, if I had my way, I'd change this configuration. I need some small cape bushings. From the drums to proper brake discs. It's feasibly done. It wouldn't, again, idiot Kev. Some purists would be going, you've ruined it and you devalued the car. Yes, I agree with you. You are devaluing and, in a sense, ruining the car. I was going to buy 20 of them. And that is part a proper driver would learn how to drive the car, even though it's potentially like a Dodge again, trying to kill you. But then it wouldn't really make it an everyday car. If you wanted it as an everyday, well, one of these wouldn't be an everyday car anyway, to be fair. Even if you do buy the roll cage version with the, because what you'd need to do, I'll show you now guys in a minute, once I've properly sorted out this back end. What did we need actually? I forgot what we needed on this side. Wheel hub 4. So to again, hang on, let's get the axle All we need the wheel drive shaft. That, please. Thank you very much. The reason why, first of all, the reason why I changed these out from a brake shoe to a disc purely is, again, you could change this. There's two options. You could probably change out the hub and make this into a proper brake, inboard brake disc. It'd be difficult because you would need to change this whole complete axle out to do that. So then it's an inboard brake, a bit like a Mark II Jag. It makes it difficult to work on, admittedly, but it's feasible. That's one option. Another option would be, again, if you've got the space, you could sort of again work into the chassis or the frame. So you could put a strut into the archway here. So you could change all this axle out. Again, have a different sets of differentials with the sets of half shafts. And again, you'd have to make up a frame to support all that, with the struts and everything else, to make it more easier to drive. Because springs ain't so great. Springs are alright for off-road cars, but they're not great for everyday driving. Another thing, two options here. What you could do in aspects, again, I'm deviating and I'm wasting time. I said I was going to try and keep this short and sweet, but it's something, again, what you would do, you've got two options with the roll bars here. They've got it for the single driver here, which again is fine if you rolled it, if you're driving on your own. If you're driving with someone else, they're going to cop it, unfortunately. So a lot of people get what's known as a dual cage, so it rolls over to the second side of the car. I prefer them because these are fine as long as you know what you're doing, and if you do go to roll, you tuck and roll with the car. You let go of the wheel, you tuck, you know you're going to roll. If you can react that quickly as the thing's going over, even with that, it reduces it from certain death to 50-50, because as your head gets hurled around, that's why you need to tuck down, because like the Formula 1 drivers, they know that they're going to go, so they just sort of like assume the position inside the car and just hope and pray they're not going to lose anything. But your head would be moving around at a certain velocity, even if you did do that. You'd need at least an 8-point harness with that, so it just reduces your body movement. Because if you just have a standard seat with that roll bar, you're going to start and you roll, you're in big trouble. So that in mind. But again, start putting the thing back together. Sorry, it's a bit gloomy. I'm sorry. Talking about death and stuff like that. I'll try and keep it as airy as I can, and as you guys know me and love me. But it's just one of those things that, some of those things I've learned as being a mechanic myself. About forces, etc, etc, and what potentially could kill you, etc, etc, etc. It's like, you're so morbid. Yeah, sorry. Now, what am I doing wrong here? should be... Ah, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Getting tired, sorry guys. That. Done. I need to go and buy some struts and stuff, so I'll do all that in one go. I'm just bolting on what I can bolt on for now, as I normally do. So I'm going to need at least 2 of them. And now these type A, I think they're type B. My gut's telling me, yeah, type B. So I'll quickly go and buy all these bits now while I'm thinking about it. So, suspension. We need 2 of them. 2 of them. 2 of them. And it was type B struts, wasn't it? 2 of them. Or dampers, I should say. What else do we need? I know I'm gonna need... Come out of the engine quickly. Pistons. Whoops. What the... I know I'm gonna need at least 8 of these. Because they're consumable. Both in real life and in the game. You can re-shimmer top of head of a piston. Don't get me wrong. You can repair a piston, but if the sides are damaged in any way, they tend to just throw them. Or if they, where the journals are about, again you get wear and tear on them, etc, etc. I won't try and bore you guys too much with science. Already started boring some of you guys. You're probably half asleep now going, you know, you lost me at that point. Whatever point I lost you at, sorry. When you started going on about roll cages and forces and tucking and rolling. What did I need? I need a fuel tank, don't I? Come on, keyboard. No. Come on, keyboard. I need one of them. Again, you can repair a fuel tank. It depends how badly corroded it is. If it's badly corroded, then yeah, you might as well just send it to the scrappers. If it's just got rust on the inside, but the tank itself is in fairly good nick, then you can flush it and use it again. I'm going to get the wheels done actually. I forgot to do that. Should have done that off screen, I know, guys. Weirdest thing that's happened to me today, again, because I'm changing this from the last episode. My blood sugar's been through the floor. It's gone through the floor pretty much because I suffer from like hypoglycemia, which is a bit like diabetes, but not the same. What happens with me? I don't think I separated all parts. It's normally down to my diet. If I Whoa, I didn't want to do that. Stop, stop. Balance in the wheel. I don't need the balance. Idiot. Oh, it's balanced, Kerb. Well done. Yeah, so it's a bit like diabetes, but I don't have to take insulin or anything like that. It's just down to what it's a bit similar situation. What tends to happen is if I get what happens, my blood sugar drops, and it comes across as I just get like, I get this weird feeling it's hard to describe really. I kind of feel a bit lightheaded and giddy, and then my body just starts breaking out in shakes, and I know that's coming because I feel a bit odd, lightheaded initially, and then I literally look at my hand and literally can't hold it straight. And that's my body's first warning sign. Normally the lightheadedness is the first warning sign, the shakiness is the second warning sign. And if I ignore both them, which I had to do today because I had no choice, then what happens is the next stage is it just slowly gets worse, and then basically I just pass out, and then it's a weird thing. I can either come back round right away, or I'll just stay passed out, and either until my body sort of like resets itself and everything slows down. Or something else happens. I get some sort of intervention, i.e. someone either wakes me up or whatever. And normally, best thing, if I'm in that situation, I eat something really sweet, just to bring me back round again. And as soon as I've hit 9 times out of 10, as soon as I eat something sweet, I'm fine. Need my revisions. But again today, because I had to ignore it, and I had to ignore it for quite some time, and it got to the third stage where I was almost passing out, but I had to fight it, because if I'd passed out, I'd have ended up like passing out in the middle of work, and I didn't want that to happen. Because that kind of happened, and then I had to wait until sort of like I could get out of work and then go and get something to eat. Unfortunately, because that happened, although I did eat something, and normally if I catch it in the first stage, I'm fine afterwards. But because I didn't catch it in the first stage, and I had to ignore it, it affects me for the rest of the day, and it doesn't matter what I do. I'm just then, it's not bad, but it's kind of there. It's hard to really explain. So it's almost like I'm always at constant stage 1 of it, and I could eat as much sweet things as I like, it won't do anything, and then all of a sudden, wham, I'll be fine, but then I go the opposite way. I've got too much sugar, and I go into like a hyper. But again, it's down to the fact that my diet's been all over the place at the moment. I don't eat much anyway, which doesn't help. Doesn't help the condition at all. You should eat. But I've never been a breakfast person anyway. Recently I've been trying to get into that aspect. I'm trying to eat something in the mornings, although my stomach's not really awake. I try and eat something just to front nut cover. Just to keep me going. But when I'm up at like 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever, well, so I typically wake up at 5 or 6 anyway. My stomach doesn't really start waking up to at least 9, 10 o'clock. So there lays the problem. Stress doesn't help, of course, either. Doesn't help the condition at all. Two of them. I'm not doing myself any favours because kind of sort of work stressing me out. I'm stressing myself out over things. You know, a lot of going on. Again, I'm not going to bring it all to the plate to you guys because I want it's unfair on you. It just doesn't make good entertainment. But it's just one of those things. I could go on all night. It's not fair on you guys. But that's why I'm probably acting a bit funny as well. So please forgive me in advance if I'm like a bit weird, coming across a bit different. It's probably because of that. It's like, my God, what's happened here? It's almost like he's sort of given up. Right, okay. I know this isn't legit before someone may come in and go, "Oh, you shouldn't put the body parts on." How did the wheels make it? That is the question. Let's look at the machine and no, let's look this way. They did. Now, like what I was saying in the previous episode, now this is a good clear picture actually here. I should have used the shop as an example, but that I'd call that a fake chrome spoke knockoff, or fake knockoff. In a sense that's the same meaning, but this here in the traditional ones you'd get the hammer and you'd give it a tap and it'd wind off and then the whole thing would just slide off. Some of the later ones did used to have some sort of studs to go in just to reinforce the wheel itself, because these had a horrible habit, although you used to knock them on. If they weren't knocked home, you'd have to knock it a certain amount of times to knock it tight. If you didn't knock it all the way home, it would slowly work its way loose, and then eventually the thing would just fall off. So sometimes they used to put in a stud, at least one stud on it as the hub, just to secure it, just in case that did happen, for the racing side of it and for the public use side of it. There's also another thing: if you used to hit them too hard and wind them on too much, it'd get a cross thread, and it'd cross the thread on both the nut and on the shaft itself. So let's have a look, see what the actual wheels were. What size of the wheels were they? So they were 17 inch. which is fairly big. I think I'd leave them at that. 255 by 65. Have a quick look at the wheel shot. See, I just don't... There's just not enough spokes there. Neither that one. That's got more spokes. But this ruins it. This little hub ruins it. If they had a happy medium, where this was smaller, and just had this centre bit, not had this huge nutted hub on here, or nutted centre to that, or where you bolt it on with some captured holes. It, you know, that's what ruins it for me. That's what ruined it in the first one. I think they're slightly better. That centre bit wasn't as big, so you could get away with it. It looked a bit better. I could go a more modern look for spoke of that type, but I think it ruined it. There's nothing here I like to go on it. So I think I'm going to stick with them. Again, I'm just reminding myself of the tyres. Sorry, guys. It was 255 by 65 by 17. I'm tempted to put them on it. I might... Let's see, there's vintage tyre. They are vintage tyre. So then what I'm going to do, I'll buy one. So they're 17 inch, 255 by 65. Buy one. Stick it on, balance it, see how it looks. It's a risk, I know. I just think it would look better with white wall tyres. I don't know why. I've recently just gotten into this white wall tyre thing. I never used to like white walls at all. I used to hate them. In fact, I'd like some white walls for my... I saw a post on the Blue Modder community, or Blueprint Modder community, I should say. Had a Kenny with white walls. I was meaning to ask him where he got them from. I just keep forgetting. Just lower it a sec. I like them. I like that. I like that a lot. Because it's a kind of happy medium between the two. Some of you guys might not agree, but I like that. It gives it like more of a classic look, so I'm going to buy 3 more of them. Oh, not 4 more, 3 more. If we had a spare, then yeah, we'd need 4 more. So 255 by 65. Buy. I think it's because of the shiny matte. Or shiny... Sorry, I say shiny matte? You idiot, Kev. What are you on about? The shiny black with the right rims. Oh, sorry guys, told ya, didn't I? Idiot. Yeah, it's just the combination of the two with the chrome. Don't know. No, do not separate part. Do not separate 25. Put together 25. So we'll need to rebalance them then. Both. I think that's the last one, right? Yeah. I'll go and quickly stick this on the back. While that's doing its funky thing. The other thing is, again, I don't like the fact you can see the drums, but you can't have everything. At least they're nice shiny drums. Some people deliberately paint them black so you wouldn't see them, but then they just see a cavern and they'd just be like, he's got no back brakes, my god! I don't know why I'm looking at that machine because I'm an idiot. That's the one I need to look at. Right. Like watching a tumble dryer. Or washing machine, sorry. Both. Being stuck in a laundrette. Right. I can't stick the front ones, or can I stick the front ones on? I can, if I'm not an idiot. Let's remove the welder. Let's go back now, it's finished with. I can if I think this through. Put that on. Put that on. That appears, but I don't want to do that yet. I want to put the sway bar and 2 in-link Bs on. So I'll do that now. Sorry again, it's gone on a little bit longer than I intended. Too much waffle, that's what it is. Those, 2 of those. And it's like, don't ever change, Gav, we like the way you do things. Oh yeah, you do go on a bit. Either way, let me know. Don't be shy. Type B, so I've just wasted money. Like the champ I am. That was a rear one, wasn't it? Idiot, Kev. Try the front one, and maybe you'll get somewhere. I changed in the options as well that the camera automatically focuses when you put dismounting and mounting parts or whatever. Just see if it made any difference. It doesn't. It does and it doesn't. It makes some difference, but not a great deal. See, I think this can't anything with curves. Mind you, that tyre looks big. Now, on the front, it looks a bit big. Back looks fine. Front looks a bit big. Looks massively too big. Looks like almost like it's almost coming out the wheel arches. Let's lower it down again. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad from that angle. They still look a bit on the big side. But that's the same size tyres that came off it. Does make it look a bit... Looks fine on the back. Just doesn't look so good on the front. I'll leave it. Those tyres do look big. Sorry. There's hardly any clearance between the arch. There's none. Practically none. That would be illegal in the UK. Don't know about the States, but that would be illegal in the UK because there is a clearance, don't get me wrong, but it's a very marginal clearance between the wheel and the arch, the wheel arch itself, the tyre and the wheel arch. And the problem with that is it's fine if you had bone-shattering rigid suspension that did have no give in it at all. But if you've got a bit of give in that suspension, depending on how that wheel bounced up or travelled, if the camber travels up a bit, it would probably tuck itself up into the arch and would probably cause no issues. But if it bounced up straight, that would smack straight into that arch. Because looking at that profile, it would hit that arch. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I got my measurements right, didn't I? Oh, I didn't. Hang on. I didn't get that right, did I? It's not 255, it's 225. That's why it looks so large. What a waste. Sorry, guys. I thought it looked too big. You guys that are screaming, no, you got it wrong, Cam. Don't have to do all that again. Sorry. What I'll do is I'll pause it here because it's obviously going to drag on. You don't want to see that bit again, so I'll pause it here and come back once I've done that. Okay, take two. Right. Right, I've put the wheels back on. I'm gonna be honest with you all. Right, after realising mistake, I took all the wheels off. Put the right size tyres on. Right, as you can see now, I'll lower it down again because it's probably a bit easy for you to see. Should I crouch? Because it'd probably be more like eye line then. Look, the gap is increased. That's more of a tolerable gap to me, anyway. So if there was a bit of travel in the wheel, it wouldn't necessarily bind with the arch. Now, for you keen-eyed people, you may look at the back wheel and look at the front wheel and go, hang on a minute, that back wheel looks bigger than the front wheel. You'd be right. That size wheel on that size back looks odd. There's just too much gap between the wheel arch and the wheel, and it looks terrible with them on, with the with the white wall tyres on. With a standard black tyre, it'd probably look alright. But, because I do like it in the white walls, I've decided to make them slightly larger and make them slightly smaller. Realistically, that would change the handling aspects, because it's going to put the car into a slightly raised up position on the back like a dragster. So, you know, it could potentially affect its handling and everything else. But I like it like that, and I'm hoping the game, because they said they'd made it so you couldn't do this anymore in the game. So I'm hoping against hope. Actually, these are because I want to change the colour anyway. From this horrible colour to a new colour. So the windows do not matter. The lights and everything else do not matter. The hood does. Now, some guys out there go, well, you wouldn't put a nice pair of brand new wheels like that and tyres on a rig. You'd get a pair of tired old wheels and just throw them on it, roll it into your paint shop, spray it. I know that. Before you guys leave the comments down below, I know that. Where does it go? Oh, hang on a minute. How can it go into the... Huh? Have I moved it part? Where did I put it? Oh, I put it back in the... I thought I'd already had a word with myself when I went... Pause the game. But obviously not. Sorry, guys. I'll have a word with myself again. Sorry, tired. I will not play this game when I'm tired. I'll not do this again. Note to self: do not record when you're tired or you're not feeling 100%. Move to garage, please. Thank you. Round whatever. Take 4. Take 3. Move car. Not to parking. No, not to there. Come on, brain. Move car to paint shop. Thank you. I do know what I'm doing, normally. I better put the back on as well, aren't I? Yeah. Right. Even though that looks all shiny and nice, I'm going to recolour it. The game will let me. Set factory. Yes. Okay. Let's first of all see what liveries there are on this. Okay. Okay. I don't like none of them. So I'm going to say no to liveries. Let's mess about with the colour for a little while, see if we can get a colour I like. No. That's nice. That's almost black. Oh yeah, you can change position now. So if I press C, you can look around. That's the newest update. So try and get a closer look at the car if I can, or just look from a different side. No, I'm not liking that. Now that's making it look pink. Should have just left it where I had it, so I was happy with that. Getting that again is going to be difficult, isn't it? It's going to be. Sorry guys, I'm messing around with this colour. I want to try and get it to a colour I want, at least. Or something I like. No. Aha, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Ah, that's alright, I like that. That'll do me. Paint! They've also put a Karcher pressure washer, a well-known pressure washer sound, in the spray booth. But, back to garage. Yeah, I liking that a lot. Let's move it out to the proper daylight. Move car back out to the ramp. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Let's start building the engine then. Let's put it back up on the air first of all. See what was the... I didn't have one. Again, sorry, it's probably going to go on a bit longer than I thought for. Oh, again, got set back. I'll go and have a word. Well, I promise it. No, I'll try and not do this again when I'm tired. Note to self. Do not do this game. Do not do any recording when you're tired and you're not feeling well. Well, not 100% anyway. No. Gonna need to get some valves as well, and a filter and an ignition coil. I'll build up what I can on this again. Probably going to need a new one of them, yep. And a new distributor. So I'll grab them bits while I've not got... okay. One of them, please. One of them. Won't worry about the cap just yet. We might not need that. Oh, we need water pump pulley, crankshaft as well. Pulley. And it's that one. And we need the belts to go with that, don't we? So it's that one. Type B. We need a fuel filter, one of them, a valve, 16 of those, rockers. Rock on, dude. 16 of those. Start putting bits in. I need a oil filter as well, if I just remembered. Yep. Won't worry about the head just yet. Spin the camera around. Shiny, blinding. Stick the header on there. So we'll just bolt down this top part of it while I can, while I've got it turned up this way. It means going back and forth otherwise, and I'll do this side as well. Did this? Yes, it did. Nice. Oops. That card made it. There's something else which this game doesn't really cover. I may have said this already in the past. Forgive me if I have. We may have had this conversation once before. In real life, often, not a cab, Kev. No, not a barb, Kev, either. Sort your act out, mate. Carb, that's what I wanted. Right, there's one of them. One thing they don't sort of like cover in this is the fact I'm sure I've had this conversation with you guys actually. Is the fact that even, well, brand new car, definitely, you'd need to adjust the flow rating of it, because it's not going to be tuned for the car engine at all. But even if you reconditioned it, you're going to have to strip it down anyway, so you can basically set the carbs up to roughly to where you think they're going to be, but in real life you would have to throw it onto the engine, obviously get the point to the engine so it's a running state. Once the engine's running, you'd fire it up and then it'd be either running too lean or too rich, and it'd be like popping and banging, or not even starting in some cases, because it's either too lean or it's just too rich. What was I looking for? Not that. Rotor cap. Rotor destroyer. I think it might be missing a clip as well, so I'll buy a clip because I don't remember taking one off. I'll buy one just for now. I think might need just one, but can't remember. Yeah, so you would have to obviously get it to, once you get it fired up straight away. Yeah, I did need two, but that's it. Because it was missing one. And the other one didn't make repair process. Wonderful. Right, okay. Initially, what you'd need to want to set up first is get it to a point so it's at least running, so ticking over. Once it starts running, you can adjust the idle from there. Then, so it's running just right, so it's not running too rich or too lean, and then you'll hear it, the RPM picking up on that. And again, you just adjust the little needle valves inside. It's quite a delicate little process. I came in here for what? I forget. Yeah. The pump. Or bump pulley. Stick that on. Stick that on. Stick that on. Stick that on. Oh yeah, spark plugs, remember. That's the downside to this now. Maybe I should have done it on that side. Hey-ho! I don't think it had to. No, I don't think it did. So we need to go back in here. And while we're in here, we can get a manifold. One of them. And 8 sets of spark plugs. Right, so 8 sets, 8 spark plugs. No, 8 spark plugs. 8 spark plugs. And oil filter as well. Might as well get that done. No, it's that one, isn't it? That's the kiddie. I think this might even need a oil pan, because I can't remember taking the other one off. I won't put them on in just yet. I'll put this all on first. Otherwise you get that emanation of HT leads sitting there, and I find that a bit annoying when that's like that. So you wouldn't actually put them on until you put all the rocker cover on anyway. Otherwise what would happen is if you... Well, you'd have to sort of like undo them again anyway, just to get a clear... Well, you could move them out of the way, if you could, depending on how much spare slack you've got in the HT leads. If there's enough so you could just push them out of the way, then you wouldn't really need to take them back off again. But I just wouldn't put them on until I needed to put them on anyway, until I built the top end of the head. I need to get a new flywheel as well. That's just reminding myself. Come on. Huh? Oh. Idiot. Right. I wonder why it wouldn't let me go on. It's like, you haven't finished the head, you idiot. This I find a bit laborious, because you could do it with two hands in a sense. If you knew exactly what ones went where. Well, if you're building it doesn't really matter too much, because it's all going to be brand new anyway. So there's not going to be any form of wear. You don't need to worry about which ones need to go anywhere at all, because everything's going to be brand new. So it'll just go in anyway. You don't have to worry about any sequence, because they're all going to be the same anyway. But if it's a rebuild where you're using existing parts, such as a fairly decent set of push rods, then and rocker cover or rocker arms, then you obviously, what you want to do, you can get them. There's special little jigs that hold the valves in. Some mechanics, what they do is they just lay them out on a magnetic strip, and then they use either an engineered blue pen or whatever, and just put a set of numbers on them. Some of these jigs I've seen actually have numbers pre-cut or stamped in them, so you can go, right, okay, and it normally goes up from 1 to whatever, depending on what size jig you get. So you go, right, okay, starting from this end of the engine, this is number 1 to whatever. So, and then what you do, then you remember that, obviously, and you either make a note of it somewhere on a bit of paper with a little diagram of the top end of the cylinder head or the engine, saying what from this side is number 1. If you have a goldfish brain like mine, then yeah, definitely make a note of it. I don't know if we need one of them or not. Yeah, definitely make a note of it. Again, people just get a bit of either an engineer pen or a bit of just a bit of paint. We do need one. And just paint a little mark, or a bit of chalk. A bit of chalk would be fine. Don't necessarily, if you don't want to go down the paint route, you don't have to. It's just a mark. That's all you need to do, is make some sort of, ideally something which, because again, engineering pen does rub off, so you just got to bear that in mind. Doesn't rub off easy. You do need to use white spirit and that, but obviously because of the nature of the beast, it's going to be a slightly oily component anyway, because you're going to have some sort of form of oil on it just to keep it in good shape, even if it's just a light film of oil, just to keep things lubricated and everything and stop drying up or potentially rusting. Just protect it, even if it's just machine oil or whatever. Take it off the crate. Oh, actually no, I need to spin it. Put the bottom bit together. I'm rotating that all the wrong way round. And I don't know what I'm doing. I do not know what I'm doing, so guys. It's official, Kev just doesn't know what he's doing. Or Kev's completely lost it, one or two. Let you decide. I'm sure this didn't have a pan on it. This is the time consuming part of this. I do like the fact they put this into the game. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that they put this amount of detail. There's a few things I have missed, obviously, but it's a one good step forward to what they've done in the past. Because back in the past, you used to just take the piston out, put the piston back in, and it automatically connects to the crankshaft, which is like wrong. And I think I remember saying that in one of my episodes in previous Car Mechanics as well. So I'm gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 3 or 4. 2, 4. No, 3. Right. Ah! Okay. Sorry. So that's technically what it is. It's a con rod, or connecting rod. That's its actual proper name. In the trade, just call them conrods. And then the big end bearings to go in there. Some people call them shell bearings. Big end caps. Or shell caps again. Because they're not actually a bearing. The bearing's the bit that sits in the inside of it. It's like kind of a shell bearing, or some of the newer engines do have it that way, where that whole conrod and bearing is sacrificeable. You can just replace the part, but 9 times out of 10 there's a little shell bearing that sits between the two. I've discussed it. I know I have. It's like, you're a broken record, Kev. Right. As little as makes no difference, I will turn the engine back round. Finita! Right, cool. Right. We can mount it back into the... Again, because this is forward opening, I'd have this bonnet off. I wouldn't have none of this, or I'd have it well protected with some wing guards, which they're like a magnetic fabric or plastic that sits over the wings. And have that on there, and I'd have it on the front as well, and then hoist the crane in. But again, because the game doesn't really take that level of detail, I don't need to worry. Just need to pull it off the crane, the stand, engine stand. Bring the crane over to, excuse me, there. Install. Install, says me. Thank you. And stare blankly at the crane, wondering why it won't move. Look away. Okay. Yay! That works. Return. Return to sender. Right. Bring it up. Yeah. Mustn't forget it needs exhaust as well. The battery's still on charge. Thankfully, the exhaust's not so overly complicated on this. And I must put oil in it as well before we fire it up. I've got to put some seats in it anyway, because it won't... Oh, it's got no starter. Now, is it start a V8? I think it is. Zoink! That's what we wanted. And this is the trick that I learnt. Honestly, Squirrel used to have the same problem. He used to do exactly the same thing as I did, was just spin round, do it this way. I find it if you just do the nuts up that side, spin round to here, put your head through the engine block, or the bowels of the engine, job's a good one. That's my little trick if you're watching, Squirrel. I doubt it. Right. Someone can mention it to him if they want to. If I mention it to him, he's just going to go, oh, he's trying to get me to watch his video.
Oh yes, I had someone make a comment the other day in my last video.
I should really. I could just leave him a comment, whether it's paying attention to it or not. Right, first things first, we need oil. So still on mount. Pour oil in. Let's try that. It's close because it's 19 quid. It's normally 20 quid if you overfill it, so I think that's going to be more or less spot on. Ooh, okay. I was a little out. That would be acceptable, to be fair. I might just leave it at that. Right, try that. Because that's a fair amount of oil in there. There we go. But that previous one would be fine. If you had that sort of oil level, that's pretty good. It's if it's towards the minimum, then you need to start worrying. Right, anyway, I digress. I'm going to get some seats for it. Actually, let's have a see what seats this has. And what wheel it has, mainly. Where's the interior bits? I can sell these off straight at the get-go. Actually, I might separate them, because I've noticed if they're all in one piece, it get less for them. If you separate them out, you get more money. It's another trick for you guys. If you want to raise some extra cash from them, separate them out, you get a bit more money from them. So where's the seats? Did I sell them? Can't remember selling them. The bumpers made it. One of those lights, so one of the mirrors made it as well. The seats have magically disappeared. As if by... oh, there you go. Yeah, I like that wheel. And I like those seats. So I'll just get new ones of them. So go to the other shop. And it's in the interior shop. We'll go down to... I don't think it warrants... I could use a darker leather in it. Could be ostentatious. It's the downside. It could look terrible because it's dark colour, so you naturally want to use dark. There's another type of seat down here. This one. What type is it? Just to remind myself. Ah, it is those types. Right. Because they might sit lower anyway. So, I'll go for like. Two of them. Because they don't look too bad, innit? And now there's two types of wheel. I can either have that one or I can have that one. That does look good in it, but I might go for that one. Or I could even go for that one. No, let's go for that one. Go for the first choice. I'll see what it looks like. I might have just wasted some money here. Should put the old one back in, just have a look first. it doesn't really... Well... No, that looks alright. Let's get inside quickly. Is that an old one or a new one? No, it's a new one. It's just shiny. Yeah, no, that's alright to me. Does make it look better. Right. Stick the front bumper on. I don't think this had a back bumper, did it? Or does it? It does have a back bumper. So I'm going to need 2 new license plates. 2 sets of... One of these survived, didn't it? Which one was it that survived? It was the right one. So I only need left one of them. I like it how they called it DC. Can't call it AC because, again, it would be a licensing issue. They used artistic license to get around the licensing issue. Right. So, body shop, isn't it? And if I put DC, it should come up. Cool. So we need both sets of windows. The left side mirror. Both sets of tail lights or backlights. Both set of headlights. And the front. Now in real life, again, I'm going there. This would have... Actually no, they don't. Don't. Forget that. They do actually, they do... No. Am I... No. They don't. My bad. Again, with the rollover cab... Well, the roller cab, but the rollover bar that you have to push... Basically, when you put one on that's got a rollover, you then put the... If you do have an option, like I said with this, for covering wise, they had like a little leather cover that go round here, and then just keep this bit that had a zip on it, so that you zip it up, and then unzip it when you get out. Well, so you'd unzip it to get in the car, and it'd leave like a little circle so you could sit in it, and then you'd zip it back up if you're leaving the car parked anywhere. So this would be all covered over in like a leather. The one that rolls over the whole bar has a kind of different structure configuration. The canvas would come back from here, and it looked terrible actually, because then basically it'd click onto on this top bar here, and then you'd click it on the doors like that, and it had like zippable windows. You'd unzip the windows. I think I have seen a Cobra with a set of windows in it, but I'm not 100% sure. That might have been something they got custom made. I digress again. Tell you, a car I'd love to work on them, this game. I've worked a lot on them in real life. Mini Cooper or old Golf GTI. Worked on an awful lot of them as well. Just for a laugh, really, to see if anyone can do them justice. Right, cool. I'm not going to bother with license plates. I'll worry about them later. But for now, this should be done. Yeah, the body condition's going to say that because I've not got the license plates in. But the rest of it should be done. Piston rings? What? I had this the other day. Now, if I do this, see, no, I'll show you again, guys. Sorry, it's dragged on along enough, I know, but look, see how it's got question mark, question mark, question mark. We know we put brand new pistons and piston rings in there, don't we? I'm going to do a compression test. Starting! We now know for sure, but now it's updated itself. So it's now got that much in it. I need to put the battery in, I know that. And I need to put the exhaust on, I also know that. And the brake servo. I just spotted that. I admit. I did almost forget that one. Right. So we need to go to the exhaust shop. It's exhausting work. God, your jokes are exhausting. On that blue rinse bombshell, I'll shut up. Right, what were they? They're the little baby ones. Them. Sure, it's them. Yeah, I could swear blind they're them. So 2 of them. No, on a part mount. Thank you. 1, 2. Thank you. Right, that's the easiest part of this car. This is the exhaust on this. Right. Let's see if it runs. I'm sitting in the wrong seat. I know it as soon as I clicked on it. There we go. Looks nice in here as well. Just wish I could bleep the accelerator. I wouldn't want to in real life anyway. I'd let it tick over for a little while. But in real life you'd need to torque up the heads anyway, to warm the engine up, torque up the heads. But I digress again. Let's shut the bonnet. I think it's got everything on it. Just double check. I've not missed anything. The only thing should be missing are the plates. Sway bar, N-link B. Oh yeah. The game did that again. I forgot that side, didn't it? It was the left hand side, I forgot it. Everything else should be accounted for. Right? Yeah. Double check. Everything but license plates, pretty much. Number plates. We call them over here. Left tail light. Did I forget that? Right tail light. Okay. I did forget. Not that that matters. But I'll put them on. Ooh. Right, cool. There's another little bug in the game. I haven't put number plates on here. But yet, you just saw that. If I do that, it appears. But it's not on there. Right. Anyhow, let's take it out for a test drive. Strictly check the value of it at current standard. I forgot to look. See, quite a considerable amount. Once I put plates on that, that dub almost go right up through the roof then. Once I put some number plates on it. Right, anyway. I digress. My keyboard digresses too. Right. Let's take it to the abandoned. Airstrip. This is a lot more fun on here. Ghost Rider. Whoa, smashed a strand of water. It's written off your brand. Freshly restored cargo. They've changed it slightly. It seems to handle alright. It's a bit fishtaily. It's because you have to yank on the wheel. That's why a controller would be making a lot of difference. Doesn't handle too bad actually. This would kill me in real life. I'd be dead. I'd be sliding backwards into the wall. Look. It does fishtail quite badly on that bit though. It seems to like to go sideways as well. Come inside you. Kind of reminds me of our car is born and stuff. God, this is. It's probably because the bumps aren't helping it so much, so the back end's constantly bouncing out. To go better in a straight line than this, surely. See if it can do a burnout. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, doing not its own now. Oh, it's getting a bit wide. I can't see what the car is. It's like RC. There we go. That's enough of that. Let's take a photo of that. Fucking line it up probably. Do it here because it's easier. Get lined up. Cha-ching! And I'll leave it at that, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Again, sorry if it dragged on a little bit. Quite a lot. But I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And if you did, a big thumbs up would be much appreciated. If you didn't like it, again, feel free to dislike. But please let me know why so I can improve in the future. If you know anyone else that may also enjoy watching this, again, feel free to share. It helps me out a lot and I don't mind you sharing. And if you're new to my channel and you want to see future episodes of this or anything else I'm working on, please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. TTFN.